If I hit $7.5 million, literally my middle name would be Eat a D. There's no magical thing on the shelf. Like the first thing that came at me, and it was at Sundance.
Yeah.
Was a black love boat. Do I want to make black love boat?
Right.
Like, oh, I just did black Dynamite. Let me make black love boat. Black everything, whatever. Black Jaws, I mean, it's just like, and I was like I'm a little ashamed because I was a little too sharp with my no with that.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't have been. But I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, but that's the truth of it. I mean,
that's the truth of it. Yeah. But it's just like that's what they got. Well, they got black love boat. That's what's sitting there. Hey, black Dynamite, black love boat.
Right. Well, it depends. It depends where you are. It depends how hungry you are or how desperate you are.
It doesn't mean anything to me. Like to make a big hit movie doesn't mean anything to me. You do have to be reminded constantly. Like I just want to do the thing. Right. I don't want I don't want to not do the thing and have a really nice car. I like really nice cars.
Right.
But I'd rather do the thing. Like what will 100 square feet to my apartment make me not want to do the thing?
Right.
How about 300 square feet? How about a pool? None of that stuff really makes me want to like...
And I agree. I feel like as the years go by, I think it's more important to only make those things if you can.
Well, because we're going to die.
Because you're going to die. You're going to run out of room. You're going to run out of room, and the things that were hits or whatever that you don't personally value aren't going to mean when you're dying. I mean, maybe none of it's going to matter when you're dying. I mean, it's funny. Alfred Hitchcock, I think he, the master of the medium. When he was old and his Alma was dying, he was like, suddenly movies didn't matter. Movies didn't mean anything. So I don't know really on your deathbed if you're like, well, even if you're Stanley Kubrick, like I knocked out a Clockwork Orange, that matters. Certainly.
Well, it's just got to be meaningful to you. Like, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Black Dynamite was meaningful to me.
Yeah.
It was great. I mean, the fact that other people dug it was just, it was icing. Icing totally that I liked.
Right.
Right. But I would have been, I was happy with it in that week when it was a failure.
Right.
You
say you now have this thing you do. You play a game.
Oh yeah.
What is this therapy?
I have this therapy. I play Monopoly like 4 or 5 times a day.
You play this? Is it the board?
It's an iPad. Yeah.
You play
the Monopoly game iPad. I just play it with the computer.
Right.
And I'm constantly thinking, and it increasingly becomes sort of analogous to Hollywood for me. Like I just got to get around the board, and I just got to figure out little ways to subvert everybody and make them go on the wrong path.
Yeah.
Like I was like, if I start a production company, it'll be called Oriental Avenue, because it's all just the light blues, man. Just stay towards the bottom and just knock them out a little bit once at a time. It'll build from the small thing. Right. Don't go for the greens. Don't try to be a big shot. Just make sure you're getting around the board and taking money from people just a little bit at a time, so then you can just stick them with a shiv, when the time's right. I mean, that's my thing. Like I'm not gonna spend money until I don't even know if I ever want to spend money.
Yeah.
Like I just want to spend money. I just want to tell people to off. Basically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if you had money, would you put it towards something so that you would have creative control? Even if it was a small movie, would you spend your own money to make your own work so you would not be with?
I might. I mean, I have this whole I have this whole philosophy here. Like I looked up how much money it is to be rich. I actually looked it up. Like you can Google this. I just Googled it. How much money it is to be rich?
Yeah.
And according to rich people, it's $7.5 million.
Really? That's the magic number?
That's the magic number.
And then
rich people say...
If you don't have 7.5, you're not rich.
You're not rich.
Really?
Because at 7.5 million, that means with conservative investments, you're making like $300,000 a year.
Right. You're
at 4%.
Yeah,
you don't have to go and get 8%. It's hard to get 8% now. You have to get like hedge fund manager, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I was like, if I hit... there are a lot of people in Hollywood who hit that number.
Yeah.
If I hit $7.5 million, literally my middle name would be Eat a D. That would be my middle name. Like I can just imagine like somebody like talking to me in Hollywood, like some whatever. It's like, well, here's what you need to do. I was like, I tell you what you need to do.
that would be beautiful.
I just want.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I would be at Eat a D money like way lower than $7.5 million.
Yeah. Wow. That's a dream.
But if I did hit $7.5 million, I'd be unbearable.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that's the definition of the 500-pound gorilla. It's somebody who was kicked around, who suddenly is in a position to kick everybody else who with them or something. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like it really just comes down to like really basic stuff. Like if you can't feed yourself and you can't pay your rent, you're gonna do Black Love Boat. That's what's gonna happen, and nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna say, "Oh, this guy can't pay his rent, and that's why he did Black Love Boat." You're just the dude who did Black Love Boat. The end.
Right.
So that's been my solution. And every time I walk into my little apartment, I'm just like, God, I love this little ghetto apartment.
Right. Because I don't have to be.
I mean, this is the cheapest I can possibly think about living. I mean, other than like living in a box.
Right.
You know,
and you don't have to go out on being the guy that did Black Love Boat. That's probably a better way.
Yeah, like you're rolling the dice, and all of a sudden, like let's say I get hit by a car, and then the last thing I did was Black Love Boat. Like,
right.
Get your film fix. Subscribe to CineFix.